Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where I'd say it's gotten real, but let's be real, this whole game has not pulled any punches. Like, it is just banger after banger after banger. Things are just always happening. I love it. So, it's trying to play like Dirk killed someone, which very obviously did not happen. But now that raises the question of who else would want Inga dead and why. I mean, there's probably a lot of people, but who actually did this and why? Are you okay, Apollo? Yeah. As we're speaking with the local police, so let's sit tight until he returns. Okay. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine. Alright, back at Temple. What time is it?
Right, Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Yeah, the guy standing with a dagger over the dead guy, yeah, we're charging him. Looks like things will only get more complicated from here.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, what's happening with Dirk?
As I understand it, he's been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga.
He has?
However, I did manage to get his permission to investigate the crime scene. And I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mr. Sadmati shortly.
Thank you. Sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us.
Also, it just so happens that Detective Sky is here in Korean, so I've asked her to assist with our investigation.
What? What's she doing here?
Well, we needed it for the plot point, so it seems Prosecutor Sadmati has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her all over the place, a few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts.
I'm sure she's loving that. Despite what Nayata says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills. So right now, Apollo, I think I'll go pay Dirk a visit at the detention center. I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena? Ooh, we're going to break this up into different perspectives. Oh! Not quite what I was hoping for. It's fine. Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand. That's probably true, though.
Very well, and I will accompany Wright.
Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now. Alright, if anything comes up, you have my cell number. Does anyone have service in Korean? You know your way around here, Apollo? It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost. Alright, got any ideas? Bingaran shares a lot of personal attendants. Yeah, the Grand Royal Guard. They're like her own private army. More like an elite fan club made up of carefully selected soldiers who adore her. That's how I see it anyway. That's a pretty blunt way of putting it. Dirk Sadmati, the charismatic leader of the Defiant Dragons, arrested. This is going to deal a major blow to the rebels. Yeah, I can already see Dats having a heart attack when he finds out. Speaking of Dats, he was on the plane with us, but I haven't seen him since we landed. Dirk said he wanted Dats to go home before he caused any more trouble. Yeah, he strikes me as a troublemaker. I just hope he doesn't do anything crazy, like trying to break Dirk out of jail. I thought that attorney badges were the same around the world. But I just realized that this type is only used back home. You've had your badge for a while now, and you're just noticing that? Hey, I'm still getting used to things after all the time I spent in Europe. But as they say, when in Rome... Wait, what are we even talking about anymore? Have you seen my daddy? I've been thinking about that photo. Your father was quite the manly man, Apollo. I sense a compliment in there somewhere. Huh? Where'd you get that idea? Never mind. Never mind what? Ugh, nice weather we're having today. Is there something you wanted to hear me say, Apollo? Look, just forget I said anything, okay? to the detention center? May 18th, detention center, visitors room. Apollo, here to see your old man, are ya? Dirk, are they done interrogating you? Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they'll really rake me over the coals, though. I don't even know what to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty. They branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen and now the justice minister. If I'm guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution. Public execution? This is worse than I thought. You really didn't think that? Come on, son. Turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this tasty hash house I know. I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. What? Tell me about the incident. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you? No, well, the thing is... that you really don't know, what? Huh? You remember seeing the mural of the fountain right as I entered the tomb. I got all dizzy immediately after that. Okay. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. Covered in Inga's blood. So you don't remember meeting with him? No, the last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy. There's no way you can explain what happened if you can't remember anything. Yeah. I suppose there's no getting out of this one. But we can't give up yet. I was just messing around with you, son. Well, stop. It's not funny. Sorry. Sheesh. Nothing seems to face him, not even being arrested for murder. This is going to be one tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago. You're on trial for 2 charges? Your Honor is practically licking your chops just thinking about my public execution. I guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh? I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this. So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial? Of course. You can count on me. Nuts, my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours. Hey, after all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too. Oh. Alright, so if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh? Hey, don't tell me you forgot about that. I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one. Sure, because you don't sound very fine. Apollo? What was that about an assassination 23 years ago? Oh, yeah. I feel like we don't know very much about that. Tell me more. About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it? Yes, someone set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze. And you were arrested for the crime? Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sadmati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the queen? About that. Amara was, well, she was my wife. Come again? I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty. So that makes even less sense to kill her. What? No way! Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen? Hey, come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare. Wow, you're really something else. So has the verdict ever reached Dirk? I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went south. Now, where have I heard a story like that before? What happened after that? I made a run for it. You ran, but why? I didn't kill Amar, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amar's true killer would never face justice if I did. I left my law practice behind and went underground. But that was 23 years ago. Oh, that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth? Yeah, the fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There is little in the way of evidence left. It's just been a brick wall after brick wall. Guess this means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Along with Minister Inga's murder, of course. I think I'm going to be sick. Come on, son, don't look so down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow. I hope he's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. Remember that messy, dimly lit room? The file I've amassed on Amar's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Let me think. Up, down, left, right, B, A, start. I recall going through a manhole. How could I not, Dirk? I hated how I always got so dirty getting there. And that stench. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. Alright, where are we going? What? What? I can't go anywhere. Temple? No. Alright, Amara's tomb? Dang. Oh, didn't he want to see something? I'm assuming this. I see, you got it safely out of the tomb. There we go, okay. Dang, I almost forgot about that. Why did you throw it at me like that? I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Garon's hands. Not ever. But Minister Inga was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So, haven't you exposed his crime now? I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down. You said something like that before. Looks like Dirk's intuition is at it again. Garon will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial. I'm afraid your time is up. Oh. Perfect. Nayuta. It's time for the prisoner's interrogation. So be gone, you putrid-headed criminal abetting lawyer. Wait, don't tell me. You're the prosecuting attorney? What? But that would mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is. He's your father. And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains I am a prosecutor. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him. Nayuta, long time no see, son. How have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Garon, rather faithfully, in fact. What happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son? The past is in the past. What do you mean? Why are you doing this? It's simple. People change. The Nayuta you knew exists no more. Listen, son, I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms. As I said, I've moved on. Now let us waste no more time. The flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past. Naita. Why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room. Yes, sir. This way, you rebel scum. No, watch it. Not so rough. Naita? Is he seriously going to prosecute his own father? Okay, that didn't help. Still can't go anywhere useful. So there's that. Thought we were going back to the office. Temple. Who's here? Nobody. Cool. Royal residence. Anybody here? Cool. Dang. It's just you? Oh, phew. If that didn't trigger something, I had no ideas. Amara's tomb. So, this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Khura'in. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen. Heh. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Khura'in. Oh right, the woman in the orb. Oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see. No, she didn't call anyone Barbed Head. Oh, you! Okay. Hi, Emma. We heard you'd give us a hand if we needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since I've seen you back in Khura'in, I hear. Since you've been back in Khura'in? Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you shouldn't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright. Is anyone really as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright? Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is. Emma, I hear Prosecutor Saimani has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. His Imperial Holiness. Oh, she's not happy. So this is more torture for her. I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations overseas, but flying back and forth between here and at home every few days with no days off, that's been tough and the lack of sleep has been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? This is going well. Sounds like they've got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going. Alright, tell me about the incident, I guess. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came into the scene. All of that's true so far. Stab from behind. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is approximately 3 p.m. Okay. Any suspects besides Dirk? No. He and Maya and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. Did he stab himself? That doesn't seem right. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off? It appears so. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great. It's another one of those convoluted locked room mysteries. Alright, tell me about the victim, even though we know kind of everything. About the victim, Mr. Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes. Inga Karkul Kurain was second most powerful figure in Kurain. Plus, he was married to the queen. It seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the queen finding out. What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it really was for what politician Wimperson said. Actually, I don't remember this. Thank you, flashback. My benefactor at all costs. What do they want the relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted by whoever solves its secret. Okay. That makes sense. Like, that part stands to reason. A great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Kurain, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? Alright, tell me about Amara's tomb. So this is the tomb of the previous queen. Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it onto the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. No, they did it to hide evidence. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so you had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? About 6 days. Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, in here. It's a diagram the police drew of the tomb. As opposed to snapping a photo? Alright. What's up with that rock? I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along. Thank you. Tomb diagram added to the court record. A diagram of the crime scene. Amara's sarcophagus is in the very center of the room. Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. Always. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. Is it there anything that I want to present? Actually, tell me about this. Oh, you must need my forensic expertise. Just leave it to me. Oh, actually, I was wondering if you see anything strange about this. Yeah. Oh. Why isn't she saying anything? Oh, oh, never mind. Alright, I guess we're on to looking around. Let's begin the investigation in the next episode. That way we can start fresh. I know this one's a little bit short, but that way we can just start and do the whole investigation, hopefully in one go. I think that will probably work out for the best. Hope you're all still enjoying this. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.